RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning. RBB, a live morning talk show that gives you the ability to get the coach you need, strategist you wish you could afford, social media manager and strategist, marketing strategist, project manager, certified OBM, VA, business startup strategist, profit strategist, web strategist, email funnel strategist, sales page strategist, PR strategist, time management, mindset, and overall business development strategist. We answer it all. With over 25 years of business experience, both in corporate and small business worlds, we really can answer it all. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning. I hope everybody has survived the long weekend and is ready to dive back in. I know Gina and I are feeling a little discombobulated after being off for a few days and now unsure where we are or what we're doing, which is always the case after a long weekend. You can never quite recover from that craziness that happens after being off for a whole weekend. So, Gina, how was your long weekend?
Just that. It was long. Saturday, I thought it was Sunday, like all day. Just like stuff like that. We got a lot done. My backyard looks like a war zone right now.
Which means you got a lot done.
We did get a lot done. So we put in a pool. It's in the beginning stages. We still have to do like the decking and hiding around it. But while we had the machine here, it's time for our backyard renovations. So when we moved into this house, it was like basically they plopped a house on a mud pit. So we renovated the front yard. It looks great. So we had the same machine here. So now it's time to put in irrigation and finish the renovations in the backyard. We've put in all of like the flowering plants, but now my husband has to do something about the grass. So I have trenches everywhere, all in my backyard, and they go all the way around. So if you looked out of my yard right now, people like it really looks not so good, but it will be good when we finish. So that's what we did a lot of. We floated in the pool. I fell asleep in it yesterday. And just kind of relaxed.
That's awesome. I had a incredibly busy long weekend. Wednesday night, we decided to go to the drive-in, which we shouldn't have done. By the way, Spider-Man Far From Home is awesome. Men in Black International, not so much.
You can leave that franchise alone.
Yeah, they should give up.
Leave it alone.
I love Thor, but he shouldn't try to do a comedy. Just don't. Chris Hemsworth really shouldn't. It wasn't right. And then what do we do? So Thursday, we went and saw one of my favorite YouTube bands, Small Town Titans, and it poured all night. So we were literally standing outside in pouring rain. They were awesome, but we were soaked all night. Then Friday, we did sound for a band out on Lake Ontario, out on Sodus Bay, which is 2 hours from me. And we're driving out there, and the rain was so bad that we were doing 10 miles an hour most of the way there. And then we get there, it stopped raining for us to walk out of the car and get up and start setting up. And as soon as we had to unload the equipment trailer, it opened up, and like, it's the rain that hurts. It's coming down so hard.
Oh.
So I spent Friday night wet and sticky because it was like 97 out. And then Saturday, same thing happened again. So yeah, I spent most of my weekend. Yesterday was a very nice day. We had a family reunion. It was a beautiful day at the beach, but I spent most of my weekend soggy and sticky and hot. So that's what I did. And now I'm exhausted, and now I need vacation from my weekend. So
yeah, I need a day off from the weekend.
Exactly. So, okay. This week we're talking all about how to start a business. And starting it the right way. We get so many questions from people, how to start a business. And well, I'm struggling with this and I'm struggling with that. And I don't know how to do this and I don't know how to do that. It comes down to really understanding and knowing how to start your business in the first place and starting it correctly. So this morning in particular, I had somebody on some Facebook group somewhere, I don't know, started asking questions about how to start. She's had a marketing agency for 4 months, but she's
not able to get clients. She doesn't know how to do sales. I mean, all kinds of things. So here are a list of skills that are really important when you own a business. And things that you need to prepare that you're going to have to do as a business owner, especially when starting out. You really need to be able to do a lot of these things in order to move yourself ahead to the next level. And there are a million ways to know how to do them. Watch some of our old episodes. We could teach you how to do the social media, how to do the sales, how to do many things. So that's a different conversation. But these are the things you need to know how to do. One of the first things you need to know is your who, what, where, when, why, and how. We talk about this so much when it comes to social media and your content writing, but that is the core of your business, is knowing who you are. And yes, you know who you are, but knowing who you are in a business, who you are going to interact with, who you are good with interacting with. That is so important to know. What you're going to do. And don't say VA services. Don't say social media services. Don't say that big, vague, I'm going to be a coach. Okay, that's nice. What's that mean? For each item that for your who, what, where, when, why, and how, for each item, who you are in your business, you also need to answer the who, what, where, when, why, and how about you. And then services you're going to offer, the who, what, where, when, why, and how of your services. Every single step needs the 5 W's and the H answered. Who your ideal client is. Who's your ideal client? Where do they hang out? How do they want you to talk to them? What colors do they like? Where do they shop? What type of items do they buy? Where do they like to go on vacation? Where do they hang out online? What kind of computer do they use? You need to answer all of those in detail in order to be super successful. And a lot of people are going to argue, well, I did fine while doing this and this and this. Well, for a little while, yeah. But to be sustainable, a corporation like Amazon, Google, HP, and I know this for a fact with HP people, because that's who I used to work for, and that's where I cut my teeth in the business world. They know every detail about their clients, and they knew every detail about their clients before they could listen in on your cell phone and your Google Home thing and your Alexa and all of that. Before there was a Google, HP knew all of these items about their ideal client. I mean, they knew for their male clients, they knew their male clients were how they were looking for things, what they were looking for, what colors they were more likely to like, where they shopped, how they shopped. All of those things were answered. And then they would look at their female clients. They would look at their college age clients. They would look at their younger age clients. They knew every detail. This is HP. This is how HP got to be HP, because I worked for HP before they're what you know now. You need to be sure you know every detail. That is the number one thing you need to know to start your business, is every detail about who's gonna be buying from you, who you're selling to. Because some of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of small business owners make is, oh, I like pink, so my logo is going to be pink and my website is going to be pink and I am going to do this. And they sell to tomboys who absolutely hate pink. Or you're selling to a very male or masculine client and they don't want to see that. I had a client who came to me and was really struggling. She was a educational coach, and she was really struggling getting anybody to notice her. And she didn't like posting pictures of herself online, so she used her logo for everything. And I start working with her, and she works with ADHD and dyslexic clients. And I'm like, well, I'm your ideal client, and I can't read your logo, so why would I work with you? She goes, what do you mean you can't read your logo? Most people who are dyslexic have a really hard time with those really loopy, weird script fonts. I can't read them for the most part. I even have trouble with sans serif fonts. I need there are very specific fonts made for somebody like me to be able to read well. And you will see that in DG Marketing's branding and Be Boss Girl's branding. Bothers Gina a little bit, but I can read those fonts. That's a really important thing to me, because I know how frustrating it is to not be able to. So knowing those details about your client is super important. Otherwise, you're missing the boat. Knowing that your client has an average of 5 minutes a day to consume whatever it is that you're going to provide them. Great. You actually have a lot of time compared to some of us or some people, not us, who have 17 seconds to grab a client's attention every day. You need to know these things about your ideal client. You need to know how your personality is going to interact with your ideal client. And for those that are very shy and introverted, sometimes they need to take that a step further and design a business avatar that's outside of themselves. When you haven't done those things, it makes it very, very hard to move your business ahead. Gina's listening and she's got something to say, I could tell.
I wanted to circle back to the understanding your client's attention span. You have to understand that the social media world is very full. It is very, very, very saturated, and people are getting bombarded with information all of the time. So these dissertations that people are writing and sticking on social media, people are scrolling past them now. Like they really are. And it's because it's too much. So in knowing that, then and in knowing what your ideal client needs and how and the language they're looking for, you can write 2 sentences that will grab their attention a lot better than these long drawn out, really should be blog posts and emails posts. Like, and that comes from, and this is the ops person in me, the OBM in me, like that. People are too dependent on social media. And that's why you're writing these long things and putting them on there and nobody's reading it. And you're wondering why I'm pouring my heart and soul out there and nobody is picking up on it. That's because they're not like, they don't care. They don't care and they don't have time. People do not have time. Like,
so I'm gonna argue that a little bit. It's not that people don't have time. It's people don't care. And I keep telling everybody this, and I told you this last week with the sales things. Nobody cares what you're selling. Nobody cares. They don't care, because there are 9,000 million trillion other people that do the same thing you do.
Yes. So if you're able to, you need to invoke emotion in whatever it is that people like
gotta catch their attention. You have to catch their attention.
And it's like, do you want them to go, man, I want that, man, I could see myself in that. Like, you have to be able to do that.
And I was writing, so telling a story is super important. Connecting with somebody, getting them to completely understand in very short little time spans. So we're doing our social media tips of the day that you see us posting online. And I've turned some of those into some email stuff, and there's stories that are going out with them starting today. And one of them is specifically on catching people's attention. I mean, that specific, don't write long form posts. That is so important. And there's so much to that. And I will tell you, the long form posts, though, when it takes somebody, and this is pure psychology, this is scientific, this is proven time and time again. If somebody takes too many words to explain something, your mind goes to, this is BS. If you can't explain it in 200 words or less, then you don't know what you're talking about. And that's pure psychology. That has nothing to do with me saying, oh, you should write a short post because it's better because people have less time. No, people's brains go to, for if you have something to explain, if you can't explain it in 200 words or less, that 30-second sales pitch, your elevator pitch style thing, if you can't explain who you are, what you do, what you're trying to tell somebody in that short amount of time, then you obviously don't know what you're talking about. And that's where the brain goes. Too many words equals lack of experience. Somebody lying uses too many words to get out of something.
It always makes me, I'm sorry. So you guys, like, you'll have to excuse me. You know, my visual literacy. Okay. I can't come up with the word, you guys. Like, I'm sleepy. Like, the Java needs to install. But basically, you guys know how TI is out there and he uses these big flourishy words, like, to talk about stuff, and like there are these long elaborate sentences where I sometimes I feel like he's sitting there with a thesaurus just reading out of it to say this stuff, like, and everybody thinks he's full of crap. It's that concept. Don't be TI.
So something that I was able to do at one point is I went through an FBI training crash course. It was just a fun thing, but I was actually got to go to an FBI site and do some training. I know somebody, so
I was interrogated by the FBI, but that's a story for another day.
And something that they teach FBI agents to beat lie detector tests, to go undercover, is keep all of your information short and sweet. The more you have to say, the more it looks like a lie. It's basic psychology. So make sure that your business knows it all. It has to know it all so that you can say it all in small amounts so that you actually look like an expert. We all love those TED Talks. Those TED Talks are 30 minutes at most. I mean, there are some out there that are really, really long, but those are really mega in-depth, massive topics. But most of them are in the 20-minute range because what everybody's attention span is to watch something like that. So keep that in mind. Best podcasts, 15 minutes or less. Keep all of those things in mind, people, when it comes to knowing who your business is and who your ideal clients are. Everybody have an amazing Monday. Really think about this. We're going to be talking about how to start a business all week. So this was step number 1. There's 6 other steps. Well, there's actually about 30 other steps, but I'm going to shove them all into this week. If you have any questions, as always, you can ask us, and remember to rise, become, and be. Have a great day, everybody.
RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning.